can't believe you two took that raving lunatic seriously. What do you think this is?
Hi everyone, for lack of knowledge. And today I'm going to address another tough Bible question. The answers that I come up with are my own conclusions, and they are not the only interpretations or answers for this particular question. What I wanted to address is the idea of female angels. And to do this, I'm going to make reference to several places in Scripture and bring up certain different points. Now, if we look in the book of Genesis, very early on in places like chapter 6, we see reference to sons of God. Sons of God is referred to several times throughout Scripture, and take note that it never states daughters of God. Now, these sons of God were understood to be angels, and they represent the masculine nature of their father. Now, these angels are not human men or women, but their gender is clearly been assigned as masculine, and that they would be very similar to the masculine nature of men, which Adam also was referred to as a son of God. Other than this, we can look in places like Genesis chapter 19 at verse 1, and in several places there, it addresses Sodom and Gomorrah. And we understand that the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, where there were two holy angels that were going into the city to address Lot, and that the men, young and old, from the area actually came and wanted to take and lay with these, what they thought were very handsome men, but were angels. And every place in Scripture after that we see angels manifesting in a physical form, they were always shown as being masculine or being men, if they took on a human form or if they appeared to be human. Another verse I can bring up is Mark chapter 12, verse 25. Jesus Christ himself states that in heaven, that humans neither marry nor are given in marriage, but are like the angels of heaven. So the angels of heaven that never left their first estate don't marry or give in marriage. And so, therefore, we know that they have a fixed number. Now, Jesus was talking to the Sadducees, and he said that they erred, not understanding the ways of heaven. Now, this fixed number of angels clearly means that they have no need of separate genders. They're not meant to reproduce. Now, we do know that in Genesis 6, that these sons of God did actually reproduce with human women when they left their first estate. And this produced a hybrid offspring known as the giants of the old days. Goliath is the most popular. His brothers, King Og of Bashan. There were actual races described in Scripture by multiple peoples, not just the Hebrew people, but they all had names for them, like Zumims, Zamzamims, the sons of Anak, the Anakim, and other things, the Emims. But this illicit activity produced these abominations, pretty much. So another point to bring up is that all the named holy and fallen angels are masculine and described with the pronoun he. That's noteworthy because there's never a reference of she or any other female pronoun used. Another place, even the unnamed angels, like in the 7 angels with the vials of wrath in Revelation 16, they're all referred to with he and his once again. So this is from cover to cover. This phenomenon has happened where they're given masculine pronouns and masculine nature is what's described of them. Also, every angel, even in the book of Enoch, which is extra biblical, but we know some Far Eastern Christian churches that are very close to the Hebrew traditions, they actually have the book of Enoch canonized into their Bibles. This book describes every one of the angels in it with very, very good detail. And they're all described as being masculine in nature. And it describes the arts that they taught their human female wives. And so this is made very clear. The last point I'm going to bring up is that the idea of a goddess is actually rooted in ancient paganism. Now, this is once again adding to the confusion and chaos that the enemy wants to throw into everything that's beautiful that God has made. And we see it even in the human world where we have gender confusion and things of that nature. He wants to blaspheme and twist everything of God. But in the Bible, it also addresses stuff like Asherah and the Ashtoreth, which was known to be the consort of the eldest of Sumerian gods known as Anu. Now, this evolved from there and went into things like Isis and other goddesses. But we understand that this was rooted in the idea of a god, a chief god, having a queen or having a wife or a consort, as it said. So this is not true. In Scripture, we know God has no queen. I know there's some modern day, even supposed Christian religions that promote the idea that there's a queen of heaven, such as in Mary and things of that nature. But the women baked bread to give honor to the queen of heaven to kindle up God's wrath, as it states in Scripture. There is no queen of heaven. God is sovereign. He is alone. And he actually created human females, that gender, as a beautiful and unique creation to be the perfect helpmeet for Adam, the perfect absolute partner for him. And so, just as in the angels in Genesis 6 that fell from their natural state, they were very attracted to this unique creation and all of creation. Human women are very unique. This feminine nature is something that even tempted the angels. And so there was nothing like that in heaven. These angels that fell, being the sons of God, if that were the case, their natural place would have been to go with the female gender of angelic hosts. But they did not. They fell and came with human women to reproduce, which is something they're not meant to do, as Jesus said as well. So if you tie all of these things together, it's very clear that although some in modern society and in the modern church have adopted this idea of female angels, that it's not really accurate. So take this, think it over, leave me some comments, share, like, subscribe. Talk to you guys next time, and do not be destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not